Welcome back to the Diecast Museum, guys. It's been a minute since I've been on video here to make some content for the channel, and I've just been super busy the last 3 weeks cleaning up my basement, and quite happy with the results. I moved a lot of stuff out of the way as it was getting very crowded down here. Wasn't really a lot of room to access the cars on the wall, which are of course all 1/64 scale. Here we have all of the Johnny Lightnings. And around the corner, a few changes. I had cars all up and down that were in packages in the corner here, but I moved my great-grandmother's cabinets, or at least my grandmother's. I'm not sure if they were my great-grandmother's, but she had them for a long time. They were from the 1940s. I've got a nice little book collection in there. And anyways, just wanted to get those out from where they were all stowed away. I couldn't even see them. Boxes of toys, and everything's just kind of filling up the basement like crazy here. As we approach 2023, currently November 2022, upper New York just getting slammed with 5-6 feet of snow, I understand. Also getting a lot of snow here currently in southern Ontario, Canada. And here we are in the Hot Wheels Museum. Now, this part of the museum is absolutely stuffed full of die casts that I've been meaning to film all summer long. I can't believe it's already November. And here we are with Nina in the house. How you doing, Nina? Anyways, we've got lots of stuff to film, guys, and I'm not really sure where I'm going to start out with this video. It's kind of just to bring you up to speed on what's going on. I am still alive and well, and lots of content, including the Hot Wheels year by year. I've just been sitting here for 3 weeks. I think we left off at about collector number 407. That's the 1995, 1996 stuff. Tons of cool Greenlight as well. M2, Auto World, Johnny Lightning, some premium Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Racing Champions. Just tons of cool stuff. More vintage, some old treasure hunts and specialty vehicles. Clearly Nina is not used to me making a video the last 3 weeks. She's wondering who I'm talking to as I'm walking around here with the selfie stick and the camera here. And of course, I've also got a big sort coming. End of year is always a time when I got to go through my Matchbox and Hot Wheel mainline cars that I pick up at the local department stores here. And that's like Walmart and pretty much not, well, Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels Aurelia Diecast also, I get quite a few cars from them. Other than that, not really anywhere else. So we've got Matchbox on one side, 2022 mainlines on the other. Going to go through all that stuff in a single video at some point. Not both brands at once. That'd be way too much, but got to sort through that. I know I have a lot of duplicates. So let's just get the camera flipped around, and I'm going to take you for a little bit more of a tour of the rest of the museum. And we'll come in for a look at Sam's Salvage Yard, which really hasn't changed much since last I filmed. But might as well check it out, do a little dust patrol. All right, guys, we're going to just leave the Hot Wheels museum portion of the basement here. Going to just take you through the rest of the basement and kind of explain what's going on down here. Big cleanup because I started collecting Lego around the start of the pandemic, and it got a little out of hand, if I'm honest. I bought a lot of Lego. I didn't open it all, never found time to actually build the sets, but I certainly kept busy building quite a bit, as you can see over my shoulder here. So this is a diecast channel, not a Lego channel. I have dabbled a little bit in putting Lego content, but there just isn't room for both the hobbies in this basement, nor is there room in my pocketbook. So the Lego stuff has pretty much come to a complete standstill. Really just trying to make room, got all of it out of the basement and put it elsewhere. So we're going to take a look at the shelf behind me, because my biggest issue now is really just space. Not only space to like live and breathe and sit on this massive sectional sofa, which I have down here. First time I've sat here in, I think, 2.5 years. This was just mountains of Lego over here. And certainly Nina's quite happy about it too. She loves finding new spots to perch and just follow me around here like crazy. But that's all good. That's quite fun. So like I said, problems with storage and displaying, pretty much out of room almost. I'm about 98% capacity for Greenlight. I do have a bit of room to expand the Johnny Lightning collection. And a lot of stuff has just been staying in the packages after I do a review. If I do open it up, it just kind of gets stuffed somewhere, sometimes a Tupperware, and I really don't want it to go this direction. But I am out of room in this home. I've been here for 13 years, pretty well as of August, so over 13 years now. In the back behind me, I've got all the Greenlight. I remember when it wasn't all that long ago, this shelving system comprised of Plano model 24 compartment storage cases. I buy them on Amazon now. I don't know where else to get them here in Canada. The model number 5324, in case you're still looking for them. I used to buy these things, believe it or not, for $5.97 Canadian at my local Walmart. Once I bought a whole pallet from them after talking to the general manager there. Said, can you bring in as many as you can? And that's when I decided to like just clad all of the walls with the Plano cases, which has worked out terrifically for displaying stuff. And great way to display all the models. Sometimes there's cars that don't quite fit, but price kept going up, $6.97, $7.97, $8.97. And then through the pandemic, we've seen this massive amounts of inflation, of course, worldwide. I think everyone's feeling the pinch there. And now these cases are like $20 on Amazon, so I haven't bought any. I don't know if they'll ever come down, but that seems like a lot of money. It's almost $1 a car to store them. Hot Wheels are now at $1.69 here in Canada. Matchbox $1.50. I was buying these cars for 69 cents. I'm starting to sound like an old man here, and I certainly look like one. But that's all good. I'm having lots of fun all the way through, and just trying to limit what I'm collecting down to what I really like. Trying to get away from duplicates, although with my memory, sometimes I buy duplicates without even meaning to. And let's get the camera spun around. We're going to go for a little look close at all these cars behind me. Basically, this video is just going to be a recap of the collection. It's a collection in review. The whole Diecast Museum. I'm not going to focus on any one thing. Certainly there'll be more videos coming out very shortly. We already discussed all that in the other part of the museum. So without further ado, let's continue on with the review. And here is the plan for the tour. Going to go around the perimeter of this room in the basement museum, starting with these massive Hot Wheel display 40 and 30 car sets on the wall that I never look at on this channel. I don't even know when the last time I opened or reviewed those with you guys is. Certainly from time to time I take a peek myself, but let's start with that. Then we're going to go around the perimeter, past that last 40 car Hot Wheel anniversary case, all of those Greenlights, Auto Worlds, M2, and a whole bunch of very cool cars. Mini GT, some strange stuff, CQ. Finishing up with this overcrowded shelf, we're going to take a look at all those oversized vehicles that are on the shelf above these Sterilite drawer systems. I'll explain that just briefly in a second. Then we're going to finish off by looking at all of this cool Johnny Lightning stuff, just real quick. Well, not too quick, not so that it's blurry quick, just kind of a overview of the Johnny Lightning collection. And I don't want to spend too much time on any one thing. Then we'll head off into the Hot Wheels museum portion of the Diecast Museum and check out the Sam Salvage Yard junkyard diorama, as well as just a quick overview of what's going on in there and what's coming up next. Okay, so I just had to go out and do some more shoveling. Now I've just woken the kitty, big stretch, and we're looking at these awesome 30 and 40 car Hot Wheel premium sets from yesteryear. I bought all these new at the time when they were released. Usually they cost somewhere between $70 and $100 for those cars. So it usually worked out to about $2, $3 per car. And they range in year dates of release from about 2006 through to about 2009. And I just realized I've got them set such a way that I can't open this just yet. So I've got to just change that for a second here. Yeah, so I just had to adjust them a little bit because these are on ladder hanger things I got at Home Depot for a couple bucks each. And there we have it, the Classics 30 car set. Came with one exclusive truck. That was Series 5, the Convoy Custom. Very cool. It's a bit dark over here. One of these days I got to do a full proper review of all of these, but some pretty awesome iconic vehicles in there, including the Texas Drive 'em and the Carmen. Oh, I was going to say Carmen Ghia. That's not a Carmen Ghia. That's a pretty cool car, though. I forget which one it is. They are all listed on the bottom of the cover here. So this one being from 2009. And below that, we've got the Hot Wheels Deliveries. That's a 20 car set. Now, these were also released in the single cards, both the Classics and the Delivery. Pretty much everything you're going to see here. Premium cars. Exclusive ones that came with the card backs in this set, and then the rest were actually available on the single car packaging at the time. Some very cool vehicles in there. And let's just move on over to the Since 68. So I think this one was a 2008 release, collector top 40. Again, you got all the cars listed. and some very iconic cars. These are all metal on metal. Not real riders on these ones. Check out that. Wow. But quite heavy pieces. Volkswagen drag bus and drag vehicle. So some pretty cool cars in there. And then we've got the Larry's Garage. This one has real rider tires. I think it's a 20 car set. 21 car. You get the premium exclusive pass and gasser. Got a lot of glare here in this particular spot. Exclusive deco. And then again, these cars were released, I think, in single pack. I might be wrong on that. No description on the bottom of this card back of what they are, so I assume it's probably on the back of the cardboard case, but some wicked old Hot Wheels in there. And we've got 5 left to look at. One of them being a Greenlight Route 66 collection. 15 diecast collector pack, so famous Route 66. Very cool card back on this one. Some iconic stops along that highway route. And I don't think there's any green machines in here. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that 88 Ford Mustang is supposed to be that emerald green, so not a green machine. I get asked that. I had this in a video a long time ago. Remember that being a question. But some pretty cool cars. Whoa. Okay. Hot Wheels Garage. Ford versus GM 20 car set. Very cool. These were expensive at the time. These exclusives. At the top in their packaging. The Camaro, Bronco, and of course that awesome Chevy Blazer. And then the rest of the cars being available in single car packs. Pretty sure. The 55 delivery panel truck. That opening tailgate and metal motorcycle inside. Okay, Nina's just passed out. You think she'd been doing the shoveling today? Probably got about a foot out there already. It's still coming heavily. Hot Wheels Garage. This one does have all of the cars on the bottom of the card back. Once again, the exclusives at the top. These are incredibly hard to come by. Certainly the Volkswagen drag bus and the 70 Dodge Power Wagon. But there's some really neat ones in here. The Chevy Blaze with the flames. Ford Bronco. This is probably one of the best sets, I would say, for the exclusives. And really cool cars that were also available in the single pack. Look at that. There's another 55 Chevy panel. Some big drag wheels on it. I like that Dodge. I think it's a Dodge 300 or something. Can't remember exactly. Oh, we're getting focused on the dust here. Got to do a little bit of dusting here, apparently. Then we've got the infamous Hot Wheels Wayne's, Larry, and Phil's Garage series. We've got a complete set of all those cars from back in the day. Had these a long time. 3 exclusive cars in here. And back then, this Volkswagen drag bus was really one of the most coveted vehicles to have in a premium collection. Not so much these days. There's so much more to collect. But still, ever classic pieces and some really cool cars in here. So I think we'll do a individual short review on each of those at some point in the future. Would be a good idea under some better lighting. The final one to look at in this video, can't believe this has already taken 5 minutes. The 40 years of Hot Wheels. All those cars listed up there. And these ones are all metal on metal with the black wall wheels being the theme. Black wall and white wall wheels. There's your drag bus again. And they got milk. So as you can see, each one of these cars a casting from supposedly one of the years, I guess. You got the 68. Oh, we're all in the shadow there. Anyways, we'll get into further detail on that. There's just so much to look at. Brings us to the next portion of the wall here. Right behind this massive collection of built Lego stuff. Not to digress, but this is probably one of my favorite recent builds. It's a vintage Boba Fett Slave 1 Ultimate Collector Series Lego set. Quite expensive, actually, but really fun to build. Some fun Lego sets in here. Pirate ship from my youth. The Quickie Mart from The Simpsons. That's pretty cool. Lego movie construction droid thing. Anyways, there's a close-up of some of the stuff. Apocalypse Now. That was a super fun Lego set. and my original ship Seaport Lego set. Got Jabba the Hutt's little throne room and some other cool things here. Yeah, cool stuff. Hoth, AT-AT, Sandcrawler. Just all the best, really. But it's all kind of in the way of looking at this wall of vehicles because there's just a narrow little goat trail between the table and the wall. So I'm going to be up real close and tight to these cars. We'll start over here and just do a quick pan over. But as you can see here, this is a whole bunch of different brands of vehicles. Everything from M2. I can't remember what those are, but they're really cool. They're from Japan. And I'm not going to start lifting cars or we'll be at this all day. CQ. And Auto World. There's a lot of Auto World right down there. Some more M2. Just a ton of trucks. So that's a whole nother video, is to go through all of my trucks, because look at them all. The square body trucks I have been collecting like crazy over the years. I had originally set out to get every single one, minus like super rare exclusives. And then I kind of gave up this past year or two because there's just so many. And with the inflation going up, oftentimes sellers asking anywhere between $20 and $30 per car. I just can't see it. They're 1/64 scale. I mean, I used to pay that for like a 1/18 scale. So hard to believe how much these vehicles can command nowadays, especially once they're out of production, because they're always a limited run. They only make them for so long and then they're gone. Up here, we've got some interesting vehicles. Have been in my collection for a long time. Lowriders. And just some interesting cars. LeBaron wagon, I think, up there. Got some G-Wagons over. Well, I'm talking ahead here. Let's stop and look at these old cars. Some Acadians, Plymouth Acadians, I think. Chevy Chevette. Look at that Chevette. The shit-vet, they used to call that. Pardon my French. There's the G-Wagons. Pretty cool. Those are Majorette. So we've got Majorette in the bunch. I'm just going to spin around here slowly so we don't get all blurry. Apologies for the shake. I'm doing this one-handed because, like I said, I'm kind of cramped in here. So here's my building desk, and often, like, I was doing some Hot Wheel diecast reviews. Last year, this was all cleared off, and I was doing my mainline sort here, which is also on YouTube in the videos. The Lego drawer systems, those are made by a company called Sterilite. I bought those at the beginning of the pandemic. They have since tripled in value, believe it or not. A plastic drawer system. Unbelievable. I was buying those because I was planning on breaking down and building a lot of Lego sets. In fact, I just ended up building them and not breaking them down. So there's minimal parts actually stored in them, but they'll be useful one day for storing cars, organizing cars, and the Legos, should I end up keeping all the Lego. Not really sure what I'm doing with all the Lego at this point. Certainly holding on to it for now because I'm just not in any big rush to give myself a make work project, which would be selling it all. And that's just no fun. I don't like selling stuff. So here we are on the Greenlight wall. It's a big wall of Greenlight. Now this wall is organized by car types in the real world. So like Chevy, Ford, GM, Honda, Toyota, Volkswagen, what have you. I'm not going to go through all of them, exactly as I'm pointing, or I'll be hunting all over the place because I don't even remember. Oftentimes I find myself staring at this wall, figuring out where to put my newest acquisitions. Some of them being very cool checkered cabs down here below the Datsun 510s. Really no rhyme or reason where they are, just whatever fits so I can get them all together in a horizontal line. As you can see, the vans, all the big old Ford vans all in a line. That's because oftentimes certain castings just don't fit in any of the other compartments. These Plano 5324s have a set of 4 cubes on the very bottom of the 24 compartment case that are much larger, or taller anyway, so you can get the longer cars in on an angle. And then around the handle area, the carrying handle, you've got these 2 with the indents, so you got to put smaller cars in there. And that's how I kind of figure out where to put the vehicles. Again, you can see with the Volkswagen camper vans, regular vans up here where they'll fit, but these vans with the camp top raised just won't fit there. So that's the planning sort of portion of how Greenlight cars are organized, in addition to Volkswagen Beetles, Volkswagen wagons, vans, camper vans, and down into another brand. And again, up here, Chevy Impalas and Camaros. Tahoes, C10s, Impalas, Nomads, various cars actually. And then we're up into Ford, and that's how it kind of goes. So a lot of cool vehicles in here. Years and years of collecting Greenlight. All the way back to about 2010, or somewhere between 2010 and 12 is when I started to get into Greenlight. It was still a very new company. Hitch and Tow Series 1 had just hit the market. I remember reviewing that one fresh on this channel at some point. And I think we're at Hitch and Tow Series 25 or something like that now. I don't know, it's quite high. So many vehicles to look at, lots of different review videos I could make. Certainly by the casting, by the vehicles, by my favorites, themes, police, fire, what have you. Just got to make some time here to do it, and that's what I plan on doing a little bit of this winter. Which brings us to this major long wall. Now this is premium Hot Wheels, mixed with a few Greenlights starting to encroach in on the corner here, just down there anyways. But Hot Wheels sorted by the premium series. I don't have all the series names offhand here, but these are the newer ones for the most part up here, I think. Well, not those ones. Not those ones. Maybe these ones down here. And lots of cool cars here. So let's just go in for a quick look. Now these series are running vertical, so that's one set of cars. Another set there, that van wouldn't fit, so that's why that one's shifted up. Here's the chase car on that one. You got the two Corvette C8Rs. You got the chase black version. I'm not actively hunting the chase cars in the premium sets because they are commanding somewhere around $100 on the scalper market, retail market. And all of the sellers are basically busting open the cases to pull those chase cars. So even when you buy from a reputable seller, they're already pulling them. Why wouldn't they? Heck, you get $100 for one car. That's quite a bit of your overhead, especially when you're having trouble selling stuff. So lots of Hot Wheels on that wall. And before we shift on down into the rest of the room, heading towards the Hot Wheel Museum, just around the corner past those ancient bookcases, let's take a look at the shelf situation. We've got this Hot Wheel 50th anniversary, I think. Shelf, that works out pretty good for some of the long cars. Auto World wagons, specifically Hot Wheels hearse. Got a nice Hot Wheels hearse collection in here. Really cool stuff. And some other big Hot Wheels cars. Oh, that's an Auto World. I forget what that one is. Something special. One of a kind, anyways. And, just before we get to the shelf, we got a few more Hot Wheels to look at. 6 more Plano cases. Got some of those classics cars, series 1 through 5. Just a whole bunch of mixed premium cars and specialty release cars. Star Wars vehicles. All sorts of cool stuff. A few of those police cars from the Hot Ones series. I really like that. That was the first time I'd seen that casting in years. Had to pick it up. Oh, and there's the Long Shot. Such a cool casting. And of course, some more of those milk vans. Dairy delivery, I think they call that. Okay, let's get this down to the shelf here, where you can see we've got a whole bunch of cars just jammed in here. There is no room left, so I'm actually double parking, if you will. I've got trucks parked on top of trucks because I am out of room, short of squeezing all these cars together so they're basically in contact with each other, which I'm trying to avoid. And I don't really like putting cars right on the edge like this, because if ever I bump one, well, luckily for the most part it's dropping to carpet, but fragile as they are, something usually breaks or chips, and that's not good. I don't normally bump the shelf, but definitely running out of space rapidly. I've got room for maybe 2-3 cars left in total on this extremely long shelf, which we're going to go down here in just a moment. Just had to get some better lighting here on the shelf, and there may be some shadows from time to time, so we're going to start down here. I'm certainly not naming each and every car, but if you're super interested, feel free to leave a comment down below and timestamp, and I may be able to help you out. So, let's take a look at all this stuff. Got campers, plow trucks. Could use one of those right now. I could certainly use one of those in real life. Lots of cool campers. One of my favorite piece is Power. Yeah, man. Sick. In a good way. Wonder if, is that still saying, or is that like cowabunga? I don't know. Getting too old, getting too old. And then we've got these 1/18 scale Mad Max cars. This one's from Auto Art. Picked that one up back, I don't know, 10 years ago. It was about $300. Certainly you've seen it in my Mad Max videos. So cool. If you haven't, check it out. If you like Mad Max. Very detailed. And I wonder how much that's worth now with inflation. It was up to about $1,500 last I checked. It's got to be worth more than now. I think there's only 1,000 made in total. And then we've got the MFP Interceptor from Greenlight. Pretty cool. I think that one was about $150 when I bought it. Still for sale. You can still get that. And Greenlight does make the Mad Max car as well. So yeah, the shelves here parked mostly with large pickup trucks that don't fit in the Plano cubes. Obviously some heavy duty trucks such as the International Durastars, the Mack Anthem trucks, the Mack garbage trucks, and those new tanks from the Battalion Series 1. I don't have the tanks from Battalion Series 2 yet, because reason being, I don't know where I'm going to put them. I don't have any more room for big vehicles without stacking them on top of each other, which just doesn't seem that desirable. I am still picking up some large vehicles from Greenlight and others, but yeah, they're just kind of getting put wherever I can find space, not even necessarily on this shelf. We're almost at the end here as we go by a bunch of delivery vans, more pickup trucks, a lot of campers we're going to take a quick look at in a second, all the ramp trucks, and of course the trailers from various hitch and tow series, and then the camper trailers from Hitched Home series. I stopped collecting those too a long time ago because they don't fit. Most of the trailers don't fit the cubicles, and I have no room left. So down below the Greenlight, and we've got some shelving systems here. I think we've looked at this once before, but a lot of cool big vehicles. These homemade shelves are made out of some door trim on L brackets screwed to the drywall. So just a lot of cool large campers and trucks, and it's a 1/43 scale down here. Ford van, Ford Econoline van, Aston Martin, and the 61 Plymouth or Mercury Comet. My mom and dad had this car. I grew up getting driven around in this awesome looking car. It had a V6 and a 2-speed transmission, I believe, or maybe a 3-speed. So I picked those up. They are from I don't know where they're from. If you can make sense of what that car emblem says. A couple Weinbach, well, one Weinbach, very detailed car from my friends Stephen Papa. Peter down in Australia sent me that one, so there it sits. That's a whole nother thing. I've got tons of stuff that they sent me over the years to still review. Gas stations, Johnny Lightning classic stuff. Holy, am I ever behind. Anyways, we're going to spin around here, head to the Hot Wheel Museum portion of this video, and hiding under the shelf, just above those stairlight drawers, you can see various Lego sets, mostly Star Wars and trains, and then drawers filled with Lego parts, mostly sorted by color and shapes, piece size, and that sort of thing. Alright, anyways, you don't want to see Lego. So on we go. Got the Johnny Lightnings. Guess we'll take a little slow down here, get the light turned around on that. And, oh, Nina's moved. She's doing a little intensive grooming down here on the carpet. Okay, so plenty of Plano cases. Too many to look at in any great detail, and I'm still sorting these. Again, they're kind of organized same way as the Greenlights are, by car manufacturer brand, but instead of going horizontally, they go by the case down, as Johnny Lightning cars usually fit the cubbies, all sizes. Johnny Lightning are not stuck at 1/64 scale for the most part, and so even large cars like this Dodge Monaco fit just fine in the compartment cases. Not my preference, to be honest. I would rather have difficulty storing the cars than having them all different scales, but I do believe that Johnny Lightning is kind of steering more towards the 1/64 scale in their current and future castings going forwards, because they know the collectors are getting kind of finicky about that, And that is something that we all like to have. Consistency in our collections. Wasn't so important in years past. Still not so much with Hot Wheels. I mean, it's kind of like a toy, but when you're paying $5, $10, $15 for a vehicle, sometimes additional standards need to be met. And certainly I've been commenting about scale being important for me for many years on this YouTube channel. And I've noted many of you guys agree with me on that. So I think we've all made our say and our point, and I think that manufacturers definitely listen to our combined comments and thoughts on that to some degree. I'm not sure if Greenlight listens, but I think they do for certain things. Quality control they seem to suffer with, but overall they do make a quality product. It's just the quality control seems to be a little bit low sometimes. For the most part, all the other brands seem to make really good products. Certainly Johnny Lightning, being part of the parent company Auto World and Racing Champions, they make really good products. As far as that, I hardly ever find any issues. Check out these Monte Carlos. What a nice collection of Montes. Oh yeah, those are nice. Got the fastback chrome version one here, SS. That's just a beauty. Okay, I think we're going to go on into the Hot Wheels Museum. Hot Wheels portion of this museum. Mostly Auto World left on the wall here. This display is going to get changed up in a minute. Not in this video, but I say that loosely. Got a mountain of very old Matchbox and Lesney cars here sorted for the Matchbox year-by-year videos whenever those start. They were supposed to have started by now, but obviously I have not gotten around to it. And we're going to turn the lights back on here. Let those warm up. Just a quick look at the Overflow storage area. Some cars definitely displayed on the wall. Got Johnny Lightning all the way up here, and then some Hot Wheels along the very top and going all the way into the Hot Wheels room. Those would be the team transports all the way across. I don't think we're going to stop and look at all those. But yeah, Overflow is over here. Everything pretty well organized and sorted in these boxes. It's not completely random, but there's certainly lots that I wish I could display because it's not all duplicates. That's for sure. Most of it's not. Hot Wheel Classics, that's a huge box. My massive multi-year Hot Wheel Classics collection. Parkin plate down there. California Customs. Super Kings. What's in there now? I don't think it's Super Kings anymore. Just a bunch of old Hot Wheels. Those ones are probably duplicates. Some really cool 5-car packs. These are the newer ones. Check this one out. I just got this one at Walmart. Wow, some quality cars in there. I think those are up to $10 now, Canadian. And over here are all my old ones. These ones date back to early 90s. And even below that, there's a bunch more Matchbox and all the play sets. More play sets and majorette 24 compartment car carriers. A bunch of interesting stuff in there, including some old Kenner. And very cool stuff. Some larger scale cars I just found when I was doing a big sort. Another one from Steven. I believe that one's from Steven Papa. Or Peter, one or the other. Same with the blue Mustang. Nice green Matchbox Super King wagon there as well. So here we are looking the other way down this hallway. And it's just kind of a goat trail here, but this is the storage overflow area. Neat old Ghostbusters set. Lots of Ghostbusters sets. There's piles of stuff everywhere. And into the Hot Wheels Museum. I'm obviously not going to spend any real time looking at the walls here because that's what the Hot Wheel year-by-year videos are all about. But to give you an idea, this is 2005. That's where this collection stops. Everything past 2005 I have either opened up in Plano cases, loose but not displayed. That extends to about 2010, and then 2011 to current So over 10 years of Hot Wheels are in the packages still. Nearly complete collections in giant Tupperware totes throughout the museum storage area. So we've got like 2005 all the way back to, I think by the corner, it's reaching about 1999. So quite a few cars here. Filling in the blanks. If you're watching the year-by-year videos, you know I'm always searching for those cars I'm missing. It's quite an exhaustive list, which I don't have in print. I'm just going as I go, about a year by year, really, because I don't have a master list, and it would take quite a while to make it. Something I need to find time to do, because it would certainly be helpful, especially for you guys offering to help me out with my collection. Very much appreciated, but I'm just not organized enough yet to really let you know too far in advance what I'm looking for. Trying my best to get organized. And so we're looking down here. We've got a whole row of old cars. Collector numbers. These are yet to be seen. They'll be coming up in a video soon. This is like collector 600 through down past 500. And brings us to the table where I've got the collector number 400 cars from about 1996 or so, 95, 96 on the table. That video is coming shortly. I may even film it right after this video. And of course, those Hot Wheels I was telling you about that were past 2005, so mainly 2006 through to about 2010. That's all of those Plano cases in the giant storage system here. Certainly there are some that are older than that as well. I've got 2000s. Those are custom car, not custom, but specialty cars. Special release cars, not mainline series cars, but ones from like special sets and multi-car packs, and just a whole bunch of stuff over here as well. Everything from mostly Hot Wheels. These are all duplicates, I think. Yeah, these are all duplicates from 1974 right up to about 2000. That's a lot of duplicates. Probably should look at selling those at some point. Let some other collectors enjoy them. I just don't have the time yet. I haven't made the time. Then we've got some interesting cars in here. Ertl, Johnny Lightning duplicates. Most of those are about 10, 15 years old. Kenner, Corgi, Husky. Those aren't even on the wall, so those are not necessarily duplicates. Majorette in all of these cases. And some larger Maisto sort of cars and random oddball cars. Got the clock. And of course some special, hard to open, never to be opened, very rare Hot Wheels. Check out the scraper with the gold chrome hub wheels. Same with the cat dump truck. Combination of different road roller variations. The extremely rare speed machines from 1983. I did open those up at one point in time, like the ones I had for my loose collection, but these ones I just couldn't open for various reasons, which were discussed in the appropriate year by year. So if you want to know why, go back to 1983 Hot Wheels year by year. Check that out. So like I said, lots of stuff on the ground I'm not going to look at because we already did. And this is where the collection starts, up in 1974. And just works its way all the way down through the 70s and across to about 1984 in the corner there. And just a nearly complete collection of vintage mint loose Hot Wheels. Very few cars left with a chip. Spaces are left for cars I'm missing and or expansion room. But yeah, that's the story. So I think we'll finish the video off with a look at Sam's Salvage Yard. Like I said, not much has changed since about a month ago. Still got a variety of vehicles on here, including old Matchbox and Corgi played with Super King sort of size vehicles. This is a scratch-built yard, I should mention, from back in the day. Took me an entire week, about 40 hours to build this thing. Used a lot of liquid glue and water, sand and flock as they call it. That's that green fluffy stuff that's sold in bags to make the trees. And various paints. Mostly just glue and different colors of kind of hobby sand. Some real things from the forest too, like a couple little branches and twigs to simulate dead trees. Mostly I talk about the cars in Sam's Salvage Yard. Today I'm focusing more on the actual construction of Sam's Salvage Yard. It was built on some pink insulation available at hardware stores, and I shaved that down with like a bread knife and a sander. Built on a custom plywood 2x4 wood table, so it's nice and solid because this is quite heavy with all these cars on it. These trees are like little kits, and there's an example of a branch that I used for a dead tree, and just some pebbles, some flock like glued to them, kind of make like a bush sort of effect. And so all the hills are simulated under that pink styrofoam, and on top of it all was like a green moldable felt kind of train hobby mat that you can use a hair dryer to just kind of heat and form over the humps, give it some dimension, and then just spray the whole thing down with watered down white construction glue, sprinkle flock and fuzz and sand all over it wherever you want some parking. My idea for this setup was to use it not only as a junkyard. I think it was going to be a junkyard at some point, but I did use it as a monster truck arena for a while, a demolition derby track, a race track. That's why there's like a lot of dirt roads kind of depicted around these green humps. We got a big hump here, a hump of cars, some terrain, I guess I should call it to be more accurate. And then of course the hill towards the back with a repeating print off a high quality printer of some trees in the forest, just kind of to fill in the background versus having just a blank background. A nice inexpensive way of just kind of finishing off the display. And just giving it some better camera angles, having that raised terrain towards the back so it doesn't clip out on just the back wall, which is pretty cool, mind you, because it's all Greenlight, older cars and older collections now. These I can barely even reach from where I am here. You know, I'm bending over at risk of rubbing my belly across the table, and I can't reach those cars. So they haven't moved in a long, long time. But it's a cool collection, kind of early Auto World and Greenlight stuff. Well, that pretty much is the end of the video for today. Kind of the what I've been up to and what is going on down here. Look at all the Hot Wheel cases. Oh my goodness, these are boxes and boxes of premium Hot Wheel cars that I don't have room to display. And when I think back, it's almost sickening how much I spent on these. It's like $100 a box full of cars. Thousands of dollars worth of cars in here. Some of which have gotten quite expensive and rare over the years. Some of which aren't even that old. Just a ton of Hot Wheels. There's no more room. Got to get a bigger house one of these days. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Happy hunting.